My name is Gwen Schufro. I'm director at the Tamer Center for Social Enterprise at Columbia Business School, and I'm delighted to welcome you all here today to learn more about the organizations that are here presenting to you. This is our very first virtual nonprofit board showcase, so please bear with us in terms of any technical difficulties we have along the way, but we hope that you all will be able to learn about and meet some organizations that you'd like to get involved with, either as a volunteer, junior board, or board member. So thank you again, everyone, for being here. How we'll run this event is we will ask all 13 organizations to present a 2-minute pitch about their organization. After that, we will assign each of the attendees to a breakout room with one organization, but we'll also give you all the opportunity to leave that breakout room and join another. So when you're assigned your breakout room after the pitches, you go down to the bottom of your screen and look out breakout rooms, and you will see all the organizations listed, and you'll be able to choose the one that you'd like to attend next. You can always come back to the main room and ask us if you have questions about how to do this, and we'll reiterate it again following the introductions. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our very first organization, the Bronx Community Relief Effort. Desmond Lewis, please.
Thank you very much. First, I'd like to thank the Tamer Center for the opportunity to talk about our organization today and for showcasing all the great organizations that are speaking today. So some of you may know about the Bronx based on what you've been reading in the news. The Bronx being the center of COVID-19 pandemic in New York, and in fact in the entire country, according to the Washington Post. But what you may not know are the historical and systemic issues that have plagued the Bronx for much, much longer. We like to say that although the Bronx is going through a pandemic of health at the moment, it's been going through a pandemic of poverty for decades. And so being born and raised in the South Bronx, my brother Derek and I knew, there are great organizations doing great things in our community. And in fact, my brother and I like to call ourselves products of philanthropy, because if it weren't for the nonprofits in our community, we really don't know where we would be today. However, what we did notice is that these organizations who are doing great things in our community haven't historically collaborated with each other. And haven't collaborated to come up with solutions to solve the institutional and systemic challenges that we're all facing in the community. And so what was missing is an objective, unbiased institution in the Bronx that could foster this collaboration and help convene all of these great institutions to come up with, a single strategy, a single set of solutions, and combining resources. And so based on that need, we created the first and only community foundation focused on the Bronx to play this role. And it's aptly named the Bronx Community Foundation. Given that I don't have a lot of time to talk about what we're doing in detail, I'd encourage you to go to our website, www.thebronx.org, to learn more about one of our major programs, which is the Bronx Community Relief Effort, which is focused on providing COVID-19 resources in the Bronx. And so I won't spend a lot of time talking about the details of our 8 core areas of need, but let me just talk to you a bit about what we've accomplished in just under 3 months. Alongside some great, very, very great partners of ours. So we've distributed 1.5 million meals supporting our food insecurity strategy in the Bronx. Today, we're currently distributing 37,000 meals a day. We've distributed 1,500 Chromebooks and MiFi devices. When the DOE said students were to school at home, there were about 200,000 youth in the Bronx that did not have a means or access to the internet. We have given out over 1.5 million units of PPE. Masks, gloves, sanitizer bottles, etc. We've distributed more than $1 million in small business grants. Overall, in just under 3 months, we've deployed over $14 million to support COVID-19 relief efforts. And so we're a fast-growing, emerging foundation looking to do very bold things in the Bronx to change the systemic and institutional challenges that our community faces. And what we're looking for is to build an advisory board of leaders who can help us continue the mission of the Bronx Community Relief Effort, but more importantly, work with us to build a long-term sustainable organization that will serve the Bronx for the future generations and continue to do the great work that we've started with our great partners. And so in closing, I encourage you to join my breakout session to learn more about the great and innovative things we're doing in the Bronx to really address the health, racial, and economic inequities that we've faced in our community for the last several decades. And so thank you for your time, and I apologize for going slightly over my two-minute time frame. Thank you.
Thank you, Desmond. Appreciate that. Next, we have the Charter High School for Law and Social Justice, Rick Marsico. You're on mute, Rick. You're on mute.
Desmond, I'll try to get your time back by being on less than 2 minutes. I'm Rick Marsico. I am a professor at New York Law School, where I direct the Impact Center for Public Interest Law, and I am the founder and original board chair and currently board member of the Charter High School for Law and Social Justice. And the inspiration for this school came about 15 years ago when I was teaching my education law and policy class, and we were focusing on non-traditional public school alternatives to traditional public schools. And the subject was charter schools, and I knew about charter schools just about as much as a well-informed person who then goes to claim they can teach about it would know. And I had a sudden inspiration based on two recent events my center had sponsored. One was on the Fighting the School to Prison Pipeline, and the second was a street law program that we run every year. And the students had wrote thank you notes saying, "We loved your school, we wish we could come there someday." And suddenly the idea hit me right in the middle of class. We should address this issue by founding a charter school. And from there, my students and I worked on learning everything we could. And 15 years later, we have the Charter High School for Law and Social Justice in the Bronx. We are a school of about 400 students. We're located 1600 University Avenue in the Bronx, which is about 6 subway stops north of Yankee Stadium. We are just graduated our second class last year, and we have a virtually 100% graduation rate with approximately 95% college acceptance rate. So we're very excited about moving forward, and we are really excited about building our mission, which is to train our students to be change agents. And this issue obviously has come to the fore now more than it has in many years. And we're looking to take advantage of the attention that's now being paid to issues of social justice and racial equality. Some of our flagship programs are a street law program, a summer bridge law program, a law and social justice course. And we're excited about building our board and looking for people with all areas of expertise. So thank you all for coming, and I look forward to talking with you more during the breakout session.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rick. Next, we will hear from Equality New York, Amanda Babine. I'm pronouncing that correctly. Babine?
Babine. It's hard. No one
Babine,
can do it.
go.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't take it personal. Thank you
Wonderful.
so much, Gwen. So my name is Amanda Babine. I'm the executive director of Equality New York. We're a statewide LGBTQ organization. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, just for future reference in the breakout room. We are the largest advocacy organization focusing on LGBTQ rights in New York State. We focus on 3 levels. We work in the communities to actually train community members on how to become organizers. We work with communities and organizations themselves to actually create advocacy initiatives that will help them thrive. So they, one of our biggest principles in Equality New York is we don't know what's happening throughout the state. So we go to different areas in the state, whether it's Buffalo or Rochester or the Bronx or Long Island, and we ask them and give them the capacity to build out advocacy campaigns around that. And we do, the biggest part of our work is legislative work, budget work. So we work in Albany to get things passed, whether it's in the budget or legislative items that are just going to make New York State more equitable and more equality. So I'm happy for anyone who's interested. We're looking for volunteers. You know, we have over 5,000 members throughout the state. It's a great network to be involved in. We also have some advisory council positions that we're looking at. So I'm excited, and I'll hand it off to the next person.
Wonderful. Thank you, Amanda. Next, we'll hear from Good Shepherd Services. I think we're hearing from TRICIA Blanchard.
Yes, hi. Hi, I'm TRICIA Blanchard. I'm the director of Good Shepherd. I'm the director of external relations for Good Shepherd Services. And we are a large youth serving organization. Our mission, which we recently engaged in creating a new mission for the organization, is that we're guided by social and racial justice to partner and grow with communities so that all New York City children, youth, and families can succeed and thrive. And we've been around for a very long time, working in neighborhoods across New York City, particularly in Brooklyn and the Bronx. And we serve 30,000 people through 100 programs. And we focus on kind of 5 program content areas. And those areas are after school and summer camps. We provide educational support for young people who have struggled in the traditional high schools. We help anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 kids graduate each year. We also provide family support through family counseling, family foster care placement. We have a small youth justice program in both Brooklyn and the Bronx. And then we also provide supportive housing for young people who have aged out of foster care. And we house about 220 people through those programs. As you can imagine, COVID has been a very difficult time for our organization, but we have mobilized to provide both food relief, technology, and just general assistance to families in need during this time. Part of what we're doing as an organization is really looking at our practices with a social and racial justice lens. So from a board standpoint, we have been committed to trying to diversify our board in every sense of what that word means. So we've been looking to diversify the industries from which our board members come from, as well as their backgrounds, life experiences, and the wealth and knowledge that they would bring to our organization. One of the things we do have a young professional springboard. It's called Springboard, and so we're looking for young people who can help us, through advocacy, through engagement, and through fundraising and brand raising for our organization. So that's kind of who we are. I look forward to seeing some of you in our breakout rooms, and thank you to the Tamer Center for this opportunity.
Thank you, Trisha. Appreciate the alarm going off at 2 minutes. Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Harlem Wellness Center. I believe we have Pamela Bailey here today.
Yes, hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Pamela Bailey, and I'm a longstanding member of Harlem Wellness Center, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that's dedicated to improving the life, health, longevity, and wellness of Harlem residents. Our director and founder, Vivian Karatz, started the organization to help adults in the community address and combat preventable disease and early death. This is done through a wellness approach to nutrition, exercise such as yoga, meditation, dance, wellness circles, and retreats, and a community coming together. But Harlem Wellness Center is also focused on the intersection of race, health, and environmental justice. We try to remove barriers to create access, engagement, and enthusiasm around resources and activities that's aimed to improve the quality and longevity of life for those populations facing disproportionate societal stressors. These medical disparities well highlighted by COVID-19, and those people that are most vulnerable to adult onset diseases and death. So the glue that holds Harlem Wellness Center together is our commitment to building community, cultural grounding, and a pathway from participant to stakeholder. We are looking for junior board members, and we want to stress that we are a place of belonging for all in the wellness space. Our program continues online. We've not been disrupted by COVID-19. even though this is a devastating time for all of us. And our director, Vivian Kuritz, will be available at 12 in the breakout rooms. And I hope to see everyone there. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Pamela. Next, we'll hear from Institute for Entrepreneurial Leadership. Jill Johnson, we have here today. There we go. Wonderful.
Hi, good morning. It's really great to be here and see everyone. My name is Jill Johnson. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Institute for Entrepreneurial Leadership. We're an independent, not-for-profit organization that supports economic development through entrepreneurship. We are experts in creating and implementing small business programming in support of larger economic development objectives. Really for us, this is all about inclusive entrepreneurial ecosystems, though, in which people from historically marginalized populations have equal opportunity for success. Our mission is to eradicate the systemic barriers that prevent people of color from being able to access the knowledge networks and capital required for entrepreneurial success and wealth creation. We have three signature programs. Women of Color Connecting, which is an initiative to increase the relationship connectivity between women of color entrepreneurs that have the potential to grow, scale, exit, and the people who can open doors for them. The Making of Black Angels, which is a campaign to increase diversity and inclusion within the angel investing sector, and Small Businesses Need Us. This is our newest program. It's an innovative model targeting COVID-impacted small businesses that leverages community-based partnerships and corporate skills-based volunteerism. So we are especially seeking board members interested in governance and outreach. We're a small organization. We need to grow. We know governance is a big issue. Our primary focus for the next year is to amplify our message in a way that supports our fundraising objectives. Given the size of our organization, there's opportunity for board members to be engaged in program committees. We're also looking for volunteers to support the three marquee programs that I mentioned, especially Small Businesses Need Us. You know, small businesses have been in the news a lot. There's talk that New York City could lose a third of the small businesses. And when you look at businesses in Black and Brown communities, there really is, it's a dire situation. So we're scaling up to be able to serve at least 5,000 small businesses in New York City alone over the next 12 months. And we're looking for board members and volunteers who can help make this possible. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jill. Next, we'll hear from Let's Break Through, Mark Sokol. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
That was perfect. Well, hello, everyone. And I also want to say a quick hello to all my peers. Amazing organizations, really. I just think I really encourage everyone to just stop in as many rooms as you can. I'm fascinated, even I would love to be in some of those breakout rooms to hear more. Quickly about Breakthrough. Breakthrough is a global human rights organization. We work out of centers in India and the United States. Our methodology uses media, arts, and tech, such as video games, music videos, narrative fiction, to change culture and norms, especially of those at the margins. We're talking at the intersection of race, gender, sexuality, citizenship, class, and caste, especially since we work in India. Today, we are looking for board members that have some specific expertise, if possible, as people with expertise in marketing, public relations, branding, and media is an area that we're weak on, and we would love to get some expertise. We're also looking for people that are in the tech industry, finance, and any creative, such as filmmaking. And also we do have an open position, officer position. So if anybody's interested in being a treasurer, we're also looking for someone who may be interested in that. Excited to be talking to everyone in the breakout rooms and to hear the rest of the organizations that are here today. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mark. Next, we'll hear from Make the Road New York, ARLENIS MOREL.
Hi, good morning. My name is ARLENIS MOREL. I'm the Chief of Staff of Make the Road New York. Make the Road New York builds the power of immigrant and working class communities to achieve dignity and justice through organizing, policy innovation, transformative education, and survivor services. We have over 24,000 members, and we operate 5 community centers in Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, Long Island, and Westchester. Some of our focus areas are immigration, workers' rights, housing, LGBTQ or TD&TIQ. We have a youth program. We offer English classes, citizenship classes, OSHA classes, and we have a legal department and a health team. The people that we serve were among the hardest hit by this crisis of COVID and have died at the highest rate in New York. Our base in in Queens was in the epicenter for weeks. Our neighborhood hospital, Amherst, was in the national spotlight because of the lack of resources. And at Make the Road, we have lost over 80 members. We've never closed our offices before. And in March, we have to move 200 people to work remotely for the first time. And we've been doing it. And we have distributed over $2.9 million in direct cash to over 4,000 families. And we are on track to disburse $4 million to more than 5,000 households. We currently have 22 board of directors, 14 of whom come from our base. There are community members in our board of directors that have demonstrated commitment to the struggle of racial, gender, and economic equality, and the rest of our board are allies. Our top priority is to recruit board members who are committed to our mission and ready to help us fundraise, primarily by bringing new donors and corporate contacts. Communications, finance, management, technology expertise would be welcome, in addition to make up our current board. And I look forward to talking more about the organization in the breakout rooms. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, ARLENIS. Next, we'll hear from Staten Island Urban Center, Kelly Villar and Deborah Canone.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for having us. We're really happy to be here. The Staten Island Urban Center is a grassroots-based community development through community involvement organization, working primarily with marginalized communities of color to improve our neighborhoods and to promote the well-being of mind and self. We achieve this work through youth leadership development programming, production of social justice art, and community-driven organizing, education, and advocacy work. The Staten Island Urban Center is intergenerational, intersectional, and grounded in the modern practice of decolonization in pursuit of thrivability, cultural equity, self-determination, and independence. Those are very important pillars of our work. The Staten Island Urban Center organizes and coalition builds on issues seeking social justice, environmental justice, and the pursuance of equity in education and the built environment. For example, housing, parks, waterfront, and other public spaces. We recruit and engage community members of all ages in producing and publishing community-driven written and filmed works of their ideas and recommendations and commentary on social issues through our newsletter and digital media and films in our platform called our Urban Town. You know, we do all this work in the context of a really different place. You know, Staten Island is a tale of two cities. In 2015, for example, there was a Harvard study that called our area of Staten Island one of the worst places to live in the United States as a poor person because we lack so many resources. So while most of the world thinks that Staten Island is doing okay, there are people who are experiencing an even deeper issue because they lack so many resources. We're located right next to where Eric Garner was killed. And with that, of course, are several issues that we're working towards and, you know, face in terms of social justice and working with the community to help them address police relations. So there's a whole slew of things. In terms of our board, we intentionally have a very diverse board of directors, all people of color. We have an advisory board, a growing advisory board. So we're seeking members there. We're on a trajectory to grow. We're very young. We're the newest kids on the block in terms of nonprofits on Staten Island, and are looking for everything from legal services to financial services, as well as technical help in terms of building our media platforms. So thank you very much for listening.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kelly. Next, we'll hear from Youth Represent, Michael Pope.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for attending and your interest in the event. My name is Mike Pope. I'm the Executive Director here at Youth Represent. So as an organization, we're a legal services nonprofit that support youth 24 and under after involvement with the criminal justice system. So we provide everything that folks need to be rebuilding their lives after that criminal system involvement. Our legal representation includes everything from direct on-the-ground community-based support through our 24 partnership sites. Exalt, special shout out to you. You'll be hearing from them in a bit. They're amazing. That work can be everything from helping a client figure out what's on their background check and what actually reports out, to large class action lawsuits against corporations, where we've brought a number of cases proving wrongful discrimination on the basis of race and criminal justice, and reallocating over $5 million of money back into the community against corporations for harm against folks. So, so we do amazing work, and also on the policy end. Our board, I'll say, they're a funny, dynamic, dedicated, and diverse group of wildly committed leaders who are focused on fighting the criminalization of youth, particularly the over-criminalization of Black and brown young people and LGBTQ folks. Our board is majority people of color. At our next meeting, that'll be majority of Black led, and also majority women. So we represent a diverse group, both racially, genderly, and then also a diverse group of experience and professional backgrounds. We have a board, a junior board, and very interested in getting to know folks more at the breakout sessions.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mike. Next, we'll hear from Generation Citizen, Denora. Let you pronounce your last names.
Sure, I'm Denora Gattacho. Thanks so much for the opportunity to be with all of you today. I'm the New York Executive Director at Generation Citizen. We are a national nonprofit that focuses on demystifying democracy for middle and high school students around the country. So in this moment of civic and racial reckoning, we are instrumental to helping young people find their civic voice and claim their civic power. We partner with schools all around the country, but especially in our 6 regional hubs. So we were founded in Rhode Island, we're in Massachusetts, we came down the Northeast corridor here to New York. We're also in California, in the Bay Area, we're in Oklahoma, Texas, and Utah as well. We partner with middle and high school teachers to get civics education back in the classrooms, take it from that schoolhouse rock version of I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill to a modern day civic knowledge and skills that all young people need to participate in our 21st century democracy. All of our regional offices have their own local advisory board. Some of them have associate boards like we have here in New York. And then we have a national board of directors that governs all of our governance and fiduciary responsibilities. I look forward to telling you more about our Action Civics programming and how you can get involved in the breakout sessions. So thanks for having me here today. And hopefully I saved a minute of time.
Yes, that was very quick, efficient. Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Bronx Legal Services, Jill Siegel. Can you unmute yourself? There we go.
Sorry, my mouse was not responding. Hi, I'm Jill Siegel. I'm the Deputy Project Director of Bronx Legal Services. And Bronx Legal Services we work in the poorest congressional district in the nation, in the sort of epicenter of COVID. And Bronx Legal Services' mission is to fight poverty and seek racial, social, and economic justice on behalf of low-income Bronx residents. And we've been in the community for more than 50 years. We challenge systemic injustice, and we help clients meet their basic needs. Our services bring subsistence income to those living in poverty, and we prevent homelessness, unify broken families, enforce the rights of children to a decent public education, ensure access to medical care, protect the elderly from fraud and neglect, and provide necessary support to permit victims of domestic violence to escape their abusers. And while meeting these basic needs, we bring significant financial resources into a desperately poor and underserved community, promoting the health and stability of the neighborhoods that we serve in the Bronx. We have a staff of 160 plus, and we are the largest provider of free civil legal services in the borough and one of the largest anti-poverty civil legal services offices in New York City. We are affiliated with Legal Services NYC, and each year in the Bronx, we serve more than 28,000 people, and we touch the lives of thousands more people through our collaborations with other community-based organizations, many of which are here today. And we are funded by a combination of government grants, private donations, and foundations. And recently we lost about 10% of our funding due to COVID-related budget cuts. And we're looking for new board members to support our work and to help provide leadership and strategic governance. We're interested in board members that will help us with and have interest in finance and fundraising, that have a commitment to the Bronx, that are committed to diversity in the issues. We want board members that will be responsible for helping set the strategic direction of the organization and participating in governance and committees. And right now we need help. We have an acting project director, so board of directors will be involved in helping select a project director for the organization, and basically acting as the goodwill ambassadors to the organization, to other donors and members of the public. And I look forward to speaking with you in more detail about the work that we do and our interest in finding board members in the breakout rooms.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jill. Last but certainly not least, we'll hear from Exalt Youth, May Brand.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Hello, Mike. Thank you for the shout out. We love you as well. My name is Mai Brand, and I am with Exalt Youth. We are founded in 2006, and we serve court-involved young people ages 15 through 19 through our culturally responsive curriculum, which we focus on critical thinking, creative problem solving, resource management, and communications. And with our core program, we also have an internship component where we, because one of the core things that we believe is that our young people, especially court-involved young people who already have so many needs, it's incredibly important to connect them to professionals across New York City. So we connect our youth to internship opportunities where they get to explore potential career interests while they're in school. And we also have an alumni component to our program where after our young people graduate from our core program, they get they have opportunity to continue to get support from Exalt through our alumni program, where we provide workshops that's focused on it. And oops. And so we are looking to provide a very comprehensive program that support our young people all the way from when they first entered our program to after they've graduated from our core program. And we also provide core engagement as a piece of our work that we also provide to our young people. We currently have a 16-person board of directors, and we are looking for 2 more wonderful individuals to join our board. We're definitely looking for folks who have diverse interests and skills and professional, racial and gender and professional backgrounds, and especially someone who has an interest in fundraising and marketing, because we are entering our 3rd year of our strategic scaling plan, and we are very much want to ensure that the organization continue to grow and be sustainable for the many years to come. In addition to our board service, we also have a mentorship program, and I can share more with you about that in our breakout room. Very nice to see everyone, and talk to you soon. Thank you.